Hello, I'm Ray here and you're watching Moto NZ, and this is a motorcycle I've never ridden before. The 2024 Moto Guzzi Stelvio is a stunning looking motorcycle. Let's get into the specs. The engine is a 1042cc Transverse 90-degree V-twin with double overhead cam and liquid cooling, putting out 115 horsepower at 8,700 RPM, 105 Nm of torque at 6,750 RPM through a 6-speed gearbox with optional quick shifter, shaft drive and single-sided swing arm, optimised for off-road use. The frame is a tubular steel job with the engine as a stressed member. Sachs 46mm inverted forks up front with preload and rebound adjustability and 6.8 inches of travel. Down the back is a KYB cantilever monoshock with preload and rebound adjustability and 6.8 inches of travel as well. We've got brakes by Brembo. The front brake is a 4-piston caliper, a 280mm disc down back clamped on by twin-piston Brembo caliper, and the tyres from factory are Michelin Anarchy Adventures with a 19-inch front and 17-inch rear spoked tubeless design. Seat height is 32.7 inches and the wet weight is 542 pounds. Got this information off an American website so you can do the conversions. Standard equipment, ABS and traction control via a 6-axis IMU. Optional Moto Guzzi MIA app for smartphone connectivity is available, and your standard optional extras include luggage, heated grips, heated seats and centre stand. Not only is this a motorcycle I've never ridden before, this is a brand I've never ridden before. This is the Moto Guzzi Stelvio. We've got a Transverse V-twin engine here. This is brand new to me, and as soon as you start the thing up, you know why this is special and different. Transverse V-twin. It's kind of like a Boxer from BMW, but instead of the pistons going sideways, they're going on a V, which means when you rev the thing, you can feel this kind of lateral sideways shimmy. The vibrations don't go up and down. They go sideways, which is interesting. I mean, sitting here stationary, I can see the slight vibration going sideways like that. It's unique. It's different. So let's go for a ride on the Moto Guzzi Stelvio and have a yarn about it. If one wanted to put it into a box, it would be planted in the 1000cc AdventureGuide box. It's got some tech though, which is quite nice. We've got a full color TFT display. We've got radar cruise control. We've got blind spot warnings when there's a car in your blind spot. These little circles on the wing mirrors, you probably can't see, but I can see, light up, warning you that there's something in your side rear quarter. So as far as styling goes, it's quite a good looking bike. Moto Guzzi had this vibe of being old school and reserved and refined and, you know, just a little bit dusty, a little bit grey haired. But in the last couple of years, they've really upped their image. They released the V85 TT 4 or so years ago. This year they released a facelift model, for want of a better term, which, holy moly, really gives that bike a new, opens it up to a new kind of audience, shall we say. Makes it feel and look very modern. New colours, new design aesthetics, but still the same kind of bike. And this engine, the V1000, came out in the V1000 Mandello a year or so ago, and this is the second bike they've put this engine in. Ergonomics of the bike: seats very comfortable, reasonably wide, handlebars are nice and wide, wing mirrors are pretty good. The pegs, my knees have probably got a 90-degree bend in them. Pegs are straight down. Can I stand up? Yes, I can. Can I grip? Yes, I can. Although the pegs do feel a little bit rubber mounted and spongy. Probably wouldn't be
wanting to do that all too often, but again, adventure tourer. So what's it up against? This bike's probably up against things like the V-Strom 1000 or 1050, potentially up against the Harley-Davidson Pan America, definitely more Molesworth than Akataro is, if that makes sense. Gravel roads, not dirt roads. It'll do things perfectly fine. Tyres on it are a little bit street biased, but it's fine. I've borrowed this one from Moto Guzzi in Wellington. They're the Wellington-based Moto Guzzi dealer, and they've been kind enough to lend me this bike for a bit of time today to have a wee cruise around on. It's brand new in New Zealand. Hasn't been here very long at all. Interesting thing about Moto Guzzi, Moto Guzzi, if you're saying it properly, is some funny things around Wellington. It's never been a brand that has stood out to me as an option. It's kind of been there in the background, doing its own thing, but it's never captured my imagination or my attention. Until recently, I'd never sat on one. I sat on the V7 Stone recently because somebody said, have you ever sat on one? Have you ever felt what it's like? And I said, no idea. No idea what you're talking about. And that whole Transverse V-twin really gives the bike a completely different nature. It's essentially, you take two cylinders of a V8, turn them sideways, and put a shaft at the back of it to a back wheel. That is it. And there's a lot more to it than that, you know. I'm oversimplifying things. But you've got two cylinders of a V8 engine and a shaft drive. That gotta be a recipe for something unique. So once we get finished going around the base here, we'll go up, find some hills or something, and really kind of put this bike through its paces. Maybe we'll go check out the Akataruas. Or tell you somewhere I haven't been over for a while is the Wainui Hill. How many Ks we got? Bike says 95 Ks left in the tank, so we'll see what happens. You got any questions about this bike? Or Moto Guzzis in general? Love to hear from you. Chuck them in the comments box below. We will answer them. Because by the time this video is live, I'll have all the information. 6-speed gearbox, liquid cooled Transverse V twin engine. I feel like you could do with a quick shifter. Maybe it's just the fact I've been riding bikes with quick shifters for so long, but I just feel like it needs one. It's quite a smooth ride. Cruising along here at 80 in a 60 zone. Whoops. Gearbox has a nice clunk into gears. It's not like an aggressive or abrasive clunk, but it's a nice, solid, I know that I'm in a gear feeling. So that's quite nice. Okay, so this motorbike is not really made for this, but we do need to know how it goes. So if I push up, it tells me fuel, blah blah blah. If I push down, it's da-di-da-di-da. What we really need to work out is how to change off-road, rear ABS off, sport, strata, turismo. I don't know what that is. Off-road, that's what we want. Right. Traction control's still on. It's off apparently. Not going to go off-road because this bike doesn't have the tyres for it. And as I'm finding out, it doesn't really like it. Okay, so we found out a lot in that tiny little stretch of gravel. This is definitely more tourer than adventure. And we bottom out the front real easy. Alright, well that was fun. Okay, so cruise control doesn't like anything less than third gear. Suspension is still very soft. Not entirely sure how to fix that. Even traveling at like 70k plus, very stable. Check this out, no hands. Alrighty, here's a twisty little road. Gotta be a little bit careful up here, but A twisty little road nonetheless, up to the old wind turbine in Brooklyn, Wellington. Hopefully it's not too bouncy for the camera.
Moto Guzzi Stelvio. Awesome ride, really cool. Enjoyed it a lot. But I feel like there's a little bit more to be uncorked maybe. Let's get back to the studio and dissect this.
So that about wraps up my experience, my first experience ever riding a Moto Guzzi. Lots more experience required, and the Stelvio is a sweet bike. Gravel roads, I reckon it could absolutely nail. Any tarmac, no dramas whatsoever. It'd be really good to take it through the Rimatukas or something like that. Maybe we need to do that. Anyway, questions, chuck them in the comments box below. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Come along for the ride, and we'll catch you in the next one. Hooray!